I don't know. I think that there's a lot to be excited about with this draft class. There's always good feelings the day after the draft because all the possibilities that could be. But yeah, I feel pretty good about this one, and I'm eager to see them perform in pro ball now.
So we do have Max. I do have some Max Anderson real quick before we get out of here.
Why did we draft Max
Hey,
Anderson?
Max, congratulations.
The question
I
there.
appreciate it.
I just wondered how
See
much
some video and see
interaction
what
you
you
had
think.
with the Tigers, and what was your reaction when they took you?
You know, uh, kind of just the normal stuff leading up to the draft, I would say. Meetings at the combine, meetings with the area scouts, and then kind of just, I feel like for everybody, it just kind of goes quiet really until the draft day. And then draft day, I mean, it was here and there, like maybe going there, maybe going here, and then when it happened and got the call, I mean, my heart dropped. Like it was a child, like the child in me, like came out. It was awesome. A dream came true.
Oh, that's cool. A tiny question about.
Yeah, let's get back.
Was it also a product of that same approach, or was there anything differently that you did going in?
Yeah, I wanted to walk more going into this year, and it was like kind of a commitment to seeing more pitches, so to say, or just seeing better pitches. And I think I didn't walk as much, but I think in the same thing, like trying to walk more was also me locking in on seeing the better pitch. So I think that was what really was the big jump. And me is just being able to learn the zone and know where I hit the ball, and when I hit it, like when I hit it in my spot, it's gonna work. And I think that's the thing that helped me.
All right, that was a little bit of Max Anderson there, and yeah, he did lead the Big Ten in hitting, but as Bruce pointed out, he grades below average run field and arm. Again, there's could be some bad ball data that we're not privy to that he could be doing.
Well, I mean, so they took him to save money for one. Not that I think they do like him. They wouldn't take a guy they don't like.
Right.
But they took him. So that was their final pick on day one, right?
He looks older than Scott Harris.
And their slot there for that pick was like 1.9 million. And so I think that they probably the slot for the next pick was 900,000. So my guess is they offered him $1 million, and he knew that he probably was not going to get that much. He was probably going to go somewhere in the 4th round or 5th round and not get nearly that much. So he jumped at that. Then the Tigers save 900,000, $1 million, something like that. And then they know that heading into the next day, because you heard Paul Wilson talk, right? He was talking about toward the end of the 2nd round, he started hearing from the Tigers, because I think that's when they said, okay, we know how much money we have to play with. Let's go find some guys we can get tomorrow with this money. And so I think it gave them the flexibility there to just lock that in and know that, they had the savings. And I do think, I mean, he put up monster stats this year. I mean, college stats are college stats, but 100 hits, what did he hit? 410, 20 doubles, 21 home runs. He didn't walk a ton, but he also didn't strike out much. 11% strikeout rate. He's got really good bat-to-ball skills. He chases a bit, but that's one of those things where he barrels everything that he chases for the most part. His batted ball data is almost identical to Matt Shaw's, who went in the 1st round. 106.9, 90th percentile exit velocity. That's pretty good. That's like 3 miles an hour more than Jace Young last year. So there's a lot of pop there. There's some questions about the swing. I think most of his power actually went to the opposite field.
Yeah.
And there's some questions about if he can actually turn on balls. And he's not a great defender, right? But there are things about the bat that I think they liked, and I think they can work with. So, like I said, there are multiple reasons they drafted all these guys, but I think there was money saving involved, and I think there's something about the power that they like.
That's kind of what was this day like? What was yesterday like? Just the anticipation, building up, and how's it, Tiger?
Yeah. So yesterday it was a little bit stressful. After about the 1st round was over, I was starting to get a little uneasy. Like, oh, what's gonna happen? Where am I gonna go? When is it gonna happen? So I started to feel uneasy about that. Just a little bit stressed out, and then I got to talk to my advisor and started getting nothing. He was like, there's nothing yet, but Still have like the whole second round to go and the comp round for the second round. So like it'll be like something could happen, and then really nothing happened through the second round, and then we started talking to you guys at the last part of the second round, and then obviously after the second round ended. So then it was very much a relief to get a deal with you guys after last night.
For sure. So that must have been a really good feeling for you. What is that like today then when the pick finally gets announced and it's like, okay, I'm gonna be a Tiger, like this is happening?
Yeah, it's a big relief. It's a big relief knowing that I'll be a pro baseball player and being up in Michigan with you guys up in Detroit, and it's a very great, really refreshing feeling, and it's not stressing anymore, obviously.
For sure. Last one for me, just what can you tell us about your pitch mix, what you throw, kind of your strengths and weaknesses, both things that you do well now and things that you'd like to develop with the Tigers.
Yeah, of course. So I throw a fastball. If I threw 100 fastballs, 99 of them would be two seam. So I throw a lot of two seam. I throw a slider and a curveball and a changeup, and my strengths is that I can move the ball to all sides of the plate, up and down with every pitch. And then what I'd like to work on with you guys is really honing in and being able to throw to the inside part of the plate and run guys in on command. And then also developing my changeup even further.
All right. That was Paul Wilson. You could tell he was very nervous.
For sure.
Yeah.
And he's referring to the press as you guys, I think, as part of the team. But yeah, definitely nervous, definitely, but also kind of soft-spoken. So you gotta get him, you maybe send him to boot camp, make him hardened and ready for professional baseball. But
Get all the cliches ready.
But yeah, I mean, I watched some video of him, and that's interesting because I didn't know that he threw a two-seamer, but I wrote down low to mid-90s velo with feel for spin, needs to iron out mechanics, and the fastball seems more horizontal with run than vertical and ride. But there's a lot to work with. I put like a Tarek Skubal starter kit. He's 6'3", 205, 210, something like that. 4 pitches. And really, when you watch him pitch, yeah, you could see there's room for a lot more velocity there. So I think it wouldn't shock me if he's up in the sitting mid-90s, touching high 90s in a couple of years. Really, really high upside there. They say that his arm slot kind of wanders a little bit, so that's not terribly uncommon for an 18-year-old. You need to iron out the mechanics a little bit, but it's a really nice arm from the left side, and should be a guy that's fun to watch over the next couple of years.